So I want to show you a couple of quick examples about solving some percents. So today we're going to first remember how to convert between the two different notations, percent notation and decimal notation, and then we'll solve 4 basic percent questions. So I'm going to grab a calculator so I'm ready and I don't have to do arithmetic by hand. Okay, so first off, actually before I do that, let's remember what percent means. It's per, right, for each, and then cent, right, is our way that we say 100. So how many per 100? So the symbol for a percent is the line with the 2 little dots, and I will use that instead of writing percent most times. Okay, here we go. So 25%, so it's 25 per 100. So if you go through a fraction thinking about it, it would be 25 per 100, so divided by 100. And then as a decimal, 0.25. Now, right, we're not going to go through this step most of the time. Instead, what we do is we put our pen where the decimal is in your number, and when we don't see one, that means it's at the end. And then to make the percent symbol go away, I have to swoop 2 to the left. So dividing by 100 is 2 swoops to the left. So from here, I swoop 1, 2, 0.25. I've done the percent symbol now, and it's just 0.25. Okay, so to go from percent notation to decimal, 2 swoops to the left, ditch the symbol. To go from decimal notation to percent notation, right, we just reverse. So 0.72, to convert that to percent notation, it's pen on the decimal place, 2 swoops to the right, 1, 2, and add the symbol. So 0.72 is the decimal version of 72%. I've tossed in just a couple of tricky ones, and they're not tricky if you know the rule, they just feel weird. Okay, so 300%, here's the decimal. I'm going from percent to decimal, 2 swoops to the left. Lets me get rid of my percent symbol. So 300% in its decimal form is the number 3. And if you want to say 3.0, because then it feels more decimal-y, you can, but of course, write that 0.0 we don't need. All right, last one, 0.0825. Some of you might have something similar to this as your tax code. So if you need to write the calculation, we don't say our tax rate is 0.0825. We say it is, right, 1, 2 swoops to the right, 8.25, and I did my swoops, and now I need the symbol, percent. Or even, this is one of the times in math where, right, you could say 8.25% and have the fraction and the percent symbol. Okay, so now let's do 4 examples on solving percent equations. And I have my calculator ready. If you have yours, it'll make some of these just a little bit easier. Okay, so first off, before I even get into this, everything is going to translate the same way each time. What we're going to be careful of is making sure that when we're given a percent and we need to put it into the equation, we put it in decimal form. If we're looking for a percent, what the answer we get is the decimal form, and we're going to convert it back to a percent form. So we're going to practice that converting that we just did. So what? Whenever we see the what, that's the thing we don't know. In a math class, we give that an X. Is, well, that's an easy one, equals 60%. Okay, it's coming into my equation. It has to be in decimal form. Here's where it starts, 2 to the left, 0.6 of is multiply. I'll do a dot, 25. So what is 60% of 25? So you might do a little mental math, make sure we're getting something regular, right? So 50%, it's a little bit more than half of 25. I should get something less than 25, bigger than 12, somewhere in there. Right, so 0.6 times 25. 0.6 times 25 is 15. So 15 is 60% of 25. Okay, let's try the next one. 18, numbers just go in, is, remember, equals 20%, 0.2 of times what number? Hey, there's my what. That's the thing I don't know. So 18 equals 0.2 times x. So to solve for x, we divide everybody by 0.2. And then they'll cancel on what I have on the right side. So I'll get x equals 18 divided by 0.2. $18 is 20% of 90. Two more. If you want to pause and try them on your own before I get there. Okay, here we go. 35 is equals what percent? Okay, so now the what is a percent. So when I get my answer, I'm finding a percent number, but it's still a what? It's still my variable. Of, still a multiply, 100. $35 is what percent of 100? So solve for x, divide by 100. And they cancel. So x is, right, so 35 divided by 100, 0.35. But then convert it to your percent notation, two swoops to the right, and add the percent symbol. And our final one here, what is 300%? 3 of 29. So 3 times 29. 87 is 300% of 29.